Hi everyone, it's Christine and I'm here to show you how to make a fun, fast, easy salsa that's absolutely delicious and your family will love it. And we're going to be using one of my favorite products called our Power Chef Pro. Now our Power Chef Pro has a bunch of different attachments and you can see it just turns like this and comes off. And inside here we have the world's sharpest, thinnest blade. And believe me, this blade is sharp. We also have our paddle attachment, and when you insert the paddle attachment here, you can actually make homemade whipped creams, homemade chocolate mousse, you can do your chocolate puddings, and believe it or not, you can actually do an entire box of cake mix, because as you can see, this line right here is actually 5 cups, so it's a lot larger than it appears. With our blade inserted, we're going to be inserting our onion. Now I want you to take note of the size of the onion. So what you do is you do not want to have to cut the onion any smaller, just small enough to fit inside the container. Because if you had to keep chopping it, what's the point of using this container, of using this piece? We're also going to throw in our garlic for added flavor. And we're going to close this up just like that. Put this right on. And close this up. One hand's on top, and you'll notice on the bottom is a non-skid base, so this actually hugs our countertop. So you put one hand on here, and you're going to put 2 fingers on here, and you're just going to give it a couple of pulls. And we're just going to do that a little bit more. A couple more pulls. Okay. And look at our onion now. How amazing is that? How long would that have taken you to chop up, and how many tears would that have caused you? Now the next thing that we're going to add to our salsa, of course, is tomatoes. Now I love, these are just plain old can of diced tomatoes, but I do this because I want to show you about my next favorite product, which is our can opener. Now this can opener is fantastic, so if you've ever actually cut yourself with the edge of a can, or if you've ever broken a can opener or rusted a can opener, you're going to absolutely love this can opener. I will tell you the first couple of times you use it, it is a little bit tricky, but if you remember this video, or you just give me a call, I can always talk you through it. So the first thing you're going to do is open up the can opener, and you're going to place it on top of the can. Not on the side of the can as you're used to, but on top of the can. You're going to close the handle, and if you do this and the can is still on the table, you didn't do it right. So now that the can is attached to the can opener, you can't absolutely do it wrong. So for those of you who have carpal tunnel or arthritis, this might be the best way for you to do this. But you can turn the handle just like you would turn any other normal can opener. But for those of us who like a little bit of fun, or maybe who have the problems with their hands and they don't work very well, you're going to hold on to this handle and you're going to actually turn this handle. And believe it or not, this is exactly how I open all the cans in my house, because it's just more fun to do it that way. Now this can is completely open right now, but once you do this, I encourage you not to turn the can upside down, because as I said, this can is completely open right now. Now how do you get the top off? You see the little white overhang here on the can opener? You're going to open up the handle just like this. You're going to place the white overhang on the can just like that, and you're going to close it, and then you're going to lift, and off comes your can top. Now I also want to show you that there are no sharp edges here, because I know that you would never do that with a normal top of a can. And there are also no sharp edges on here as well. Now we're going to add this diced tomatoes into our Power Chef Pro. And the next gadget, now I love gadgets, kitchen gadgets are the best. The next gadget that we're going to use is called our Zest and Press. Now our Zest and Press has the zester on the top, so that if you wanted to zest your lemon or your lime, it would then go right into the hole here. But we're going to actually just use the press part. Now if you see the holes here, that's where the juice needs to come out. So you're going to want to put your lemon or your lime in that way. And you're going to close this up just like, oops, the lemon and lime in like that. You're going to close the handle and squeeze, and you see all the juice that comes out of that. You would never get that out of just squeezing it with your hands. Trust me, I've tried. And look at the inside of the lime. Is that crazy? Okay. Now lastly, this was actually a Tupperware spice, but we unfortunately aren't making it anymore. So if you're going to just add in any kind of seasoning blend to your salsa, because of course you want that extra flavoring, so you're going to put like a fajita seasoning or a chipotle seasoning, some kind of seasoning blend. Otherwise it's just tomatoes and onions. Okay, so now we're going to give it a couple more turns. And there is our delicious, amazing homemade salsa. In less than 5 minutes, you have a homemade salsa with no additives, no preservatives, all homegrown ingredients. And you don't have to actually use the can of diced tomatoes. You can use real fresh tomatoes. I just use the can so that I can show off the can opener. So I hope you like that, and if you do, I'm going to be able to tell you how to get these products so that you can have them in your home too. Thanks for watching.